welcome back to Rorys workshop. Today we're going on a road trip. I've just hired this car. It's not the car I thought I hired because it doesn't have cruise control. But anyway, I'm driving from where I work in Taif up to the capital city, Riyadh. We're going to look at a car. I won't tell you what car it is just yet because I don't want to spoil the fun, although quite a few of my viewers will already know what it is by the time this comes out. But it's quite a bleak day for a change. Normally it's blue skies and barely a cloud in sight, but today we've had rain, which is a little bit different. It doesn't slow the Saudis from driving down. They still drive at 1,000,000 miles an hour in this sort of moist road conditions. So I'm going to get on with it. As you can see, I'm still in my work clothes from, I literally finished work, picked the hire car up, chucked a whole load of stuff in the car. I have some essentials for travel in a country like this, water and food and spare fuel. I've got a jerry can of petrol behind me, which probably should have put in the boot, but hey, bugger it, let's just get on. So hopefully we'll take about 7.5 hours to get there. And if the traffic stays like this, it should be okay, but we won't know until we get into it because I'm still in Taif. So I'll get on with it and I'll catch up with you in a few seconds. So I'm about 1/3 of the way there now, and I'm stopped for fuel. There you go, see?
Where from you?
So we're driving to Riyadh, obviously, and I'm about halfway through my tank of fuel. I don't want to run out. This place is open, so fill up with fuel as you go, so you don't run out. I don't want to run out here because it's getting dark, and you just don't want to break down out here, really. Right, so we'll catch up with you in Riyadh. See you in a bit. Bye. So second fuel stop, got just less than half a tank. We're about 270 odd kilometers from Riyadh, just outside a town called Tuhey. Goodness knows where it is. I'll try and find a picture and show you. But really well lit petrol station. It's got bathrooms, which I'm going to go to because I'm dying for a waz. But everything seems to be running fine. We're on track, should get there about 11:30, which is earlier than what I planned, which is always a good thing. So I'll pay for these guys, and I'll catch up with you in a little bit. So that's it, I've arrived. 8 hours nigh on the button, but that was including a couple of stops for fuel and what have you. All in all, good trip. The Saudi drivers out of the cities are really good. They're perfectly fine. Cruising at 140 kilometers an hour was a bit different, but the electric seemed to be a bit dodgy in this hotel. But it's nice, I like it. I'll show you tomorrow because I'm far too tired. I've got to be up tomorrow morning. It's gone midnight now. I've got to be up tomorrow morning at 7:30 to drive. I think it's about 40 minutes from where I am. Although it's not far on the on the map, it's just weaving in between everything else. So I'm going to wish you a good night, and I shall see you in the morning. Sleep tight. Hello and good morning. And it is morning, and it's very, very bright. I had a good night's sleep at the hotel. I don't remember much after saying good night to you. And I think I was a little bit excited because I woke up way before my alarm this morning, not wanting to miss it, which is always a good thing, but it's also a pain because I am still quite tired. I've arrived at Mohammed's house, and I'm slightly early, so I'm just waiting for it. We said we'd meet up at 9 o'clock, so I'm just sat outside of his house, outside his very nice gates. He's happy for me to film, which is great, and obviously it makes it a bit more interesting for you guys and a bit more helpful for me, telling you guys what I'm up to. So yeah, so I'm just going to wait here until Mohammed comes out to meet me, and then we'll go in and have a look at the car. See you in a sec. So I've arrived and I've come into Mohammed's beautiful home. It's so nice. I met his family, really, really nice people. So I've come all this way to see a car, and obviously most of you got what it was. Naturally, it is a Discovery 2. Full litre V8, driven it. It drives really well. Let's have a quick wander around, shall we? Has custom bumpers, which I have pictures of them being made. He doesn't want the number plate to be in the thing, so I'll have to try and blur it. If I don't, sorry, I did try. It drives good. There's just, we don't think we can agree on a price. I think he's wanting a bit too much for it. It's got brand new tyres, it's low mileage, it drives really well, but there's just a lot of niggly things. It has a light bar on the top. It's all working, but it's just, I don't know. I don't like being in this sort of situation. Let's have a look inside. So it's okay. It works. It needs a damn good clean. But again, where are we at? That's a bloody bonnet pull. You would think I had one of these. No, it's good. I mean, no sunroof. Headlights sagging, as you would expect. Can't actually remember how many kilometers are on it. This used to belong to the Prince of Saudi Arabia as well. This was his car, so 191,000 kilometers. That's more than what he said, actually. Hang on, I'll open the bonnet, we'll talk about that. So he wasn't too far off actually on the mileage, as it turns out. It's 119,000 miles. Starts really well, runs really well, and does drive quite nicely. Everything works, high and low range. It does have the centre diff lock, which is good. The cats have been removed, which is a popular thing for these out here, because they get so hot. Naturally, it's got the Saudi grille, which is good. And yeah, I hope we can agree on a price. If not, then we've hit a bit of a problem, haven't we? But no, it's fantastic people, really nice people, and I'm really pleased I came even just to meet them, because they've been so nice and so helpful. And I really do appreciate them taking the time to sort of take a day off, really, like I have. But we'll try and agree on a price, and I'll get back to you in a minute. Thank you. Perfect. Slight change of events. It's been a long couple of hours of negotiating, but we've got there in the end. We've agreed a price, so now we've just got to go through the whole rigmarole of getting a car transferred into my name. So to do it out here, you need to send it for its MVPI, which is like its MOT, to be able to transfer it across. We need to go to the police station to tell them that we're transferring it across, and then obviously we need to get insurance as well. So it's a bit of a lengthy process. This needs an ABS sensor changing before its MVPI, so that's good for me. So the three amigos can bugger off. They've only just come on this week, so they'll get that sorted for me, which is fantastic. I'm now going to leave the car here. I'm going to run back to the hotel and sort out everything else. I need to extend the hire for the car for a few days, because it's nowhere near the same as the UK. But it's good. Fantastic people. Really cannot thank them enough for everything that they've done for us. So welcoming. So I almost feel like a member of the family already, really. But that's how we go. Right. I'll catch up with you a little bit later on. So there we go. I've bought a Discovery 2. I know that will come as no surprise to some of you. But a couple of reasons, really. Obviously, Baymac are really good, and they'll send stuff out here for me. And it's what I know. the car is really good. It's quite low mileage for its year. It's got 119,000 miles, which is fine. It's been regularly serviced, and it's been owned. The previous owner to the chap who owns it now was, as I said before, one of the princes. He said he used it to go around the desert with, and it's had a full service history. A whole lot of work has been done to it. So I think it's a good basis for a car, a good start anyway. As I said previously, Muhammad is now going to take it to a garage just to get that sensor looked at, and I've absolutely every faith that it'll be done correctly, not at some sort of dodgy garage. He's very poignant about who works on his car. He doesn't want to sell it, but unfortunately he has to he needs to get some housework done, and that's easy, and he doesn't use it. And yeah, it's one experience. I've never, like I said before in previous videos about buying cars out here, they're so welcoming. I mean, I had breakfast with them. I've had tea and what have you, and nothing was an issue. Anything I picked up on, or no problem, it'll be sorted. So yeah, so I'm very happy. I just hope that we can get it transferred across by Saturday night, as I'm at work Sunday night. So I can see it being a long journey back to Taif. But such is life. The car comes with a couple of bits. It has, I think it said 3 spare wheels. A bit peculiar, but hey. He made his own custom roof rack, or he's had it made by a chap. So that's something to look forward to. It goes on the front half of the body, so it's not a full length roof rack, but I think it'll be good for having jerry cans on top and things like that. I'm going to try tonight. I'm going to try and get out into some of the 4x4 places that are out here. There's some massive camping shops and some 4x4 places, so I can get some recovery gear. Because obviously out here, I am starting from nothing. Although we do have the workshop back in the UK, out here I don't have one socket to my name. But I'll crack on with this, and I'll catch up with you a little bit later on, because I'm messing on. Bye. So I'm now back at the room. I'm fairly tired. I've managed to sort everything out. So the car's now paid for. We're having problems finding parts at the moment. Just because the parts store that he normally goes to is not answering the phone at the moment. Hopefully we'll get that sorted today. Thankfully most shops out here are up until 11 o'clock at night, so we've still got plenty of time. I think it's about 3 o'clock now. But I've come back to the hotel. I need to ring the hire car company because they need to extend the hire for 2 days. And I'm going to have about a couple hours snooze because I am shattered. The 3 hours of negotiation went down well, and yeah, we're both very happy. I just think I'm too tired at the moment to appreciate it, and it's slightly annoying the way that they do things here compared to the UK, where it is you need to go around and get it MOT'd, then go and see a broker to change it all, and yeah, it's a bit of a faff, but we will get there. It's just going to take a bit more time. So I'll leave you with that for now. I'm going to go for a snooze. See you in a bit. So a slight change of scenery. I finally got myself into a workshop. Brilliant. And it's really well equipped. It's got lots of Mercedes and lifts, which is good. So there's a bit of a problem with this. The brakes are squeaking. I don't see it too much of an issue. It's just one of those things, but easily fixed. But for it to get its MOT and VPR, it needs to be right. So we're going to put it on the lift and hopefully get it sorted today. So we're carrying on at the workshop. The Discovery's in bits, and what we're going to do is that we're going to have the brake discs faced off. Whilst we're in here changing the pads, we're just going to get all the scoring taken off. These, well, as you can see, these are very, very fresh. They haven't been on too long at all, so we're just going to get them faced off. Whilst we're there, we may as well do it, get it over and done with, and we'll do the same on this side, of course, here. Just make sure that isn't getting trapped. But also this will give us, this will give me a good opportunity to get in there and check a couple of the sensors and what have you. So yeah, it's weird being in a workshop and not being able to do it yourself, but although I have been playing about. But yeah, we've got new pads for it, which is great. And yeah, I may look at disc in the future, but for now, just going to get it fully serviceable to pass its MVPI, and then I can start playing with it in the future. Let's go and have a look at the other side, because I haven't been there around myself. Oh, so there we go. And it's all, well, it's because of where we are, underneath here is absolutely fantastic. I mean, look, when was the last time you saw a Discovery with paint still on the chassis? It's original paint. I'm very pleased with the car. It drives really well, and yeah, I think it's a good car. Thank you to Rafi and Mohammed for helping me every stage. That they really cannot do enough for me, and I really do appreciate them. So hello to Rafi and Mohammed. Your car's in good, safe hands. So I think I'll leave it for here. We'll get everything done, and I'll catch up with you when we start rebuilding it. See you in a sec. So here with Rafi, we're now going to chase the discs. They've been taken by a man on a bicycle, and they're over there. And hopefully we're going to see them being lathed. Let's hope he gives a good finish, because we like a good finish. Let's go. Oh, we're going. Bye. Hello and good morning, although it is probably now afternoon. A lot happened since I last spoke to you. The Discovery, once we managed to get the brakes back on, fantastic service. He was really good, and spoke to his brother in London, which was a bit peculiar, speaking to someone back in Blighty. But yeah, no, the brakes got put back on, new pads, the discs got resurfaced. They were great. They were good. And then we got it back onto the ground, and it wouldn't start. And my heart sank. As you can imagine, just buying a new used car, you know, these things do happen. And it just sat there and turning over, not firing. And the Muhammad and Rafi, both of them were distraught. Both of them couldn't believe that after me buying the car and paying for the car, that all of a sudden it wouldn't run. I chuckled to myself, thinking this is typical of a bloody Discovery. But no, they took it quite personally, and I said, no, don't worry, it's no problem. After some quick diagnosis, some quick fault finding, I quickly learned that there was no spark. And I borrowed the mechanic whose workshop we were at. He was a Mercedes specialist. So he didn't know anything about the Discoveries or Land Rovers, and he wasn't happy to work on it, so no problem. And he said, you can use my tools, use my lift, and I will give advice, but he said he wasn't happy to work on it, which is no problem at all, and I totally understand that. So I pulled off one of the spark plug leads, shoved a screwdriver in the end, rested it on the exhaust manifold, and there was no spark. And that's what I sort of thought it was. But to go a little bit further, we pulled one of the plugs out to make sure that we were getting fuel, and sure enough, a white mist came out of the spark plug hole. So I was very happy that we had fuel and no spark. And I'm quite pleased, because I left the screwdriver and the spark plug. I left the spark plug connected to the lead, right next to where the spark plug hole on the exhaust manifold. So if it was to suddenly start up, we would have had a little bit of a fire, but it's no problem. So I managed to work out that it was the crank position sensor. That was the next thing for me to look at, as obviously that tells the ECU where the engine is on the starting cycle. So I pulled that off. We managed to get that off. It looks fine, but with it being 8 o'clock at night on a Thursday, which is their Friday, there was no parts shops available with that sensor. So we pulled it off, we cleaned it all up, we popped it back in, and it started. It started really well. So the crank position sensor has gone bad. But once the engine's running, obviously it's fine. It's just when it starts. So we went out for dinner. I had Camel for the first time, which is very good. I do recommend Camel. And now, when the engine's warm, it won't start, which I think is typical to a crank position sensor. Please, if you know any different, please put it below and let me know. But that's what I suspect it is. I'm going to get a new one on order. Or I think Mohammed said he would get one and get it shipped to me. But the main thing is it will start when it's cooler. So so for my run back to Taif, I'm going to. It's today. I'm filming. This is Friday. I'm driving back to Taif tomorrow. Hopefully, once we've got all of our the transfer done and everything, the car's in my name and it's insured and what have you. And then I'm not going to turn it off. So I'm going to start here in Riyadh, fill up with fuel, and then every fuel stop. It's weird out here, you don't have to stop your engine to refuel. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to hot-foot it back down to Taif. I say hot-foot it, 8 hours driving back to Taif, and not turn the engine off until I get back. I can get breakdown cover, and I will, just in case the worst does happen, but that is the current plan. But now I'm outside one of the great camping shops here, and I'm going to buy another jerry can and hopefully a spout for the jerry can and some other odds and sods. So it's going to open in about 10 minutes. We'll go inside and I'll show you what's going on. See you in a sec. Sorry folks, I'm going to have to cut this video right down the middle about here. This video is going to be quite long, and obviously I want to chop it up a little bit so you don't get bored of seeing my face. Although, who could get bored of this? So I've just given you the introduction to the camping shop. In the next episode, I'll carry on from where I left off, so you get to see what's going on. Thank you so much for watching. Do stay safe out there. Take care. Bye now.